What is up, my second chair leaders? Welcome back to the Second Chair Podcast today. Today, we're tackling a crucial, probably often misunderstood topic, and that is, say it with me, leading up. So let's clear the air right from the start. Leading up is not about kissing up. It's about building true influence that's rooted in integrity, and it's also rooted in respect. So listen, if you're a second chair leader, you might probably feel that your impact is limited to what's like delegated to you, kind of like you're boxed in. But leading up, I believe, changes that for all of us. Leading up is about stepping into your role in a way that empowers not only you, but it also empowers your entire team. And for all of our senior leaders that are listening today, that are tuning in today, this episode is for you too, because when your second chair leaders know how to lead up, they're going to help you carry the vision further than you could ever do it alone. So what does leading up really mean? Let's break that down. Leading up isn't about pushing your own agenda or just saying yes to everything. Leading up is about aligning with your senior leader's vision and bringing your own strengths to help achieve that vision in a real and effective way. It's this idea that you can lead from right where you are, even if you're not in the top spot. So to all of my second chair leaders, when you lead up well, you're not competing with your senior leader. You are completing your senior leader. You're completing the vision. You're bringing your own skills, your own insights and experiences that make the mission stronger. You're not there simply to execute the orders. You're there to contribute. You're there to engage with the vision and to bring a new perspective to the table. So for our senior leaders out there, senior leaders, this might mean encouraging your second chair leaders to bring insights and ideas to the table. Like when you create an environment where your team, they feel empowered to lead up, you're not just empowering them, you're strengthening the mission. You're gaining great additional perspectives that will keep the church moving forward with clarity and wisdom. So if leading up is about influence and alignment, what does it actually look like practically? Well, let's talk about what leading up looks like when it's done well. Leading up with integrity is about two things. It's about honoring the vision and bringing real value. It's about asking yourself, how can I make the vision stronger? How can I make my senior leader's job harder? No, I mean easier and more effective. Leading up doesn't mean you never disagree. No, it means you disagree with respect and you also disagree with solutions. So here's some practical tips for you. Honor the vision. As a second chair leader, it is essential that you're crystal clear on your senior leader's vision. What are they trying to accomplish? What are they trying to lead the church, or how are they trying to lead the church? Because you cannot lead up effectively if you don't know where your senior leader is going. Make it your responsibility to understand their heart, understand their mission, understand their goals, and understand their priorities. Tip number 2 would be bring value through solutions. When you see a potential challenge, don't just point out the problem. Come with a possible solution. You're not there to add to your senior leader's stress, but you are there to support them. If there's a change that you believe needs to happen, suggest it in a way that shows your alignment with the mission and respect for your leader. Now, senior leaders, I want you to encourage your second chair leaders to think this way. Let them know that they don't need to wait for permission to bring ideas that align with the overall mission. When you invite solutions, what you're doing is you're creating an environment where everyone feels responsible for moving the mission forward. So we've talked about honoring the vision and bringing value. Now, I think it's time for us to get into some practical, actionable ways to lead up more effectively. So let's dive into some practical, straightforward steps to lead up well. These are the things you can start doing right now, today, to add value to your role and to strengthen your influence as a second chair leader. Tip number 1 would be communicate clearly and regularly. To lead up, you have to communicate clearly and regularly. Don't wait for your senior leader to ask for updates. Don't wait for them to ask for insights. I want you to take the initiative. Check in regularly to discuss progress. I want you to ask for feedback and realign if you need to. When you keep communication open, you're building trust and avoiding so many misunderstandings. Tip number 2 would be listen more than you speak. And the church said amen. One of the most powerful ways to lead up is by listening well. When you truly listen, you're gaining insight into your senior leader's heart. You're getting insight to their challenges, their motivation, but also their priorities. So when you understand their heart, you're better positioned to support them. Leading up isn't about proving yourself. It's about supporting the mission. Tip number 3 would be consistent and dependable. Consistency is key to leading up, right? Be reliable in your role. Fulfill your responsibilities with excellence. And I want you to show up for your team every single time, every opportunity to show up. When your senior leader knows they can count on you, your influence will grow. And that's what we all want. We want our influence to grow because consistency, what I've learned, builds credibility. And credibility, guess what that does? It gives you a voice. So for all of our senior leaders, I want you to try and recognize the importance of consistency in your second chair leaders. Celebrate your team's reliability. Let them know you value their consistency and then encourage them to use their voice to add to the mission. When you affirm their strengths, you're cultivating a stronger, more loyal team. So now let's talk about something that can make or break your efforts to lead up, and that's handling feedback and building trust. One of the most essential parts of leading up is building trust. Trust, we all know, isn't built overnight. It's built through intentional, steady actions over time. And one of the quickest ways to build trust is by handling feedback well. So number 1, a tip would be receive feedback with humility. Receiving feedback isn't always easy, right? Especially when you're putting everything you've got into your role. But trust grows when you can take constructive feedback with humility. When you get that feedback, don't get defensive. See it as an opportunity to improve. See it as an opportunity for you to align closer to the mission and to grow in your leadership. And tip number 2 would be build trust by showing respect. Respect, it goes a long way, doesn't it? Respect. I want you to respect your senior leader's vision. Respect their experience and respect their position. Yeah, even when you disagree, respect it. Remember, trust is earned by showing your senior leader that you are committed to their success and you're also committed to the church's mission. So senior leaders, when you give feedback to your second chair leaders, I want you to try to do it in a way that builds them up. I want you to show them that you're invested in their growth and you're invested in their development, and it's crucial to their church, to the church's overall mission. When your team knows you're invested in their success, they're more motivated to lead up with integrity. So as we wrap up, let's bring it all together with some final thoughts on what it truly means to lead up well. So let's end on one of the most important pieces, and it's building a culture of leading up. Because here's the truth. If the church culture isn't open to leadership from entry level, then leading up becomes probably almost impossible, right? This isn't just about one second chair leader leading up. It's about creating a culture where every voice that's aligned with the mission is valued. So here's some practical steps for culture building. Tip number 1 would be just encourage open communication. I want you to make space for honest conversations and constructive feedback. Tip number 2 would be set clear expectations. Everyone should know the mission. Everyone should know the goals and the standards. Clarity keeps the whole team moving in the same direction. Tip number 3 would be recognize, but also celebrate alignment. When you see people like embodying the mission, I want you to celebrate it. I want you to recognize them publicly or privately, whatever you need to do to reinforce the culture that you want to see. And senior leader, I want you to know, right, building this kind of culture, it starts with you. When you model like openness to feedback and create room for input, you're setting the standard for everyone else. And it sends an amazing message that alignment and contribution matter way more than hierarchy. All right, guys, we've covered a lot today, but here's what I hope you're walking away with today. Second chair leaders, here's your mission this week. Don't just follow. I want you to lead. Don't wait for permission to step up. Trust that when you align with the vision, when you add value with integrity, and communicate with respect, like you're making an impact that goes beyond your title. And senior leaders, I want to challenge you, really challenge you today to invest in your second chair team. I want you to really empower them to lead up. I want you to encourage their input and build a culture where trust and alignment, they flourish. So remember, when you're aligned, there's no limit what we can achieve together.